Welcome back to our channel. Why upside down? Upside down. Good. Good. No, upside down. Good.
Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Today's video is all about injections. Your favorite, huh?
and I'm gonna help her show them.
Yes. We're going to show you what I've been doing. So starting 2 weeks before the transfer, I began Delestrogen, which comes in a box like this. And this hormone injection I had to do every 3 days. And then we started the progesterone after that. And the progesterone comes like this in a little vial. And this one was daily. We continued both throughout the transfer and then post-transfer. So even after the confirmation of pregnancy, we continued the hormone injections. The progesterone is the pregnancy hormone, so that's what your body produces to carry out a pregnancy. So we had to trick my body into thinking it was pregnant before the transfer so that it would accept the embryo at the transfer. And then we continue the progesterone post-transfer until my body realizes that it's pregnant and starts to create the progesterone on its own. So to do the Delestrogen injection, you open up the syringe, and this one is done every 3 days. And then you open up the pink needle, which is a little bit thicker, and that's the drawing or mixing needle. So you open that one up, and then it just twists, it just twists right on, and there's your syringe.
And you take the lid off and then you poke the hole in your body.
So then you have the Delestrogen. It's a very small vial, and it's a super thick oil. There's a little rubber top, which is where you insert the needle. You take a sterile pad and you'll open it up and wipe off the top of the Delestrogen. You'll take your syringe with the mixing needle attached and open it up, and you will draw it back to the dosage that you're doing. So I only ever went to 0.1 milliliters, which looks like that. And this is as thick as the mixing needle is. It's pretty thick, but this isn't the needle that you'll be injecting into yourself. And once it's drawn back to your dosage, you take the vial and hold it upside down, and you inject the needle. You'll then push all the air into the vial and slowly pull it back down to your dosage. For the Delestrogen, I always found that it was super thick, so I'd pull it down a lot and get a bunch of air bubbles, and then just push it back up to my dosage to get rid of those air bubbles, so there won't be any air bubbles in there. And then you pull it out.
And then you stick it in your body.
And then once you have your syringe full of the medication, you're going to draw it back to get all of the medication out of the needle. And you'll put the lid back on top of that mixing needle. And then you take your gray injection needle and you'll open it up, and you just twist off the mixing needle and twist on the injection needle. So now you have the injection needle here, and you will push it up until all the air is out and get all the medication into the needle. There will be a bubble that comes to the top, and then you know all the air is out of the needle, so it's ready to go. Every 3 days it would double up, and I would have to do the Delestrogen and the progesterone on the same night. So I would get that needle ready, and then I would take my progesterone out of its container. The progesterone comes in a bigger vial, and the progesterone is more watery, so it's not as thick as the Delestrogen. So for the progesterone, it just comes in the 2 pieces. It comes with the syringe and the needle already attached. This is the drawing needle, and then it comes with the injection needle to twist off and switch. So you take the needle and the syringe out of the package.
And then take the lid off.
That's right. And same thing as the Delestrogen. You draw it back to your dosage. I had been doing the 2 milliliters, which you can see is almost a full syringe. It's a lot more than the Delestrogen.
And here you go.
That's right. And then for the progesterone, again, you'll wipe off the lid of the rubber part so that it's sterile on the top. And then once it dries, you will flip it upside down and inject the needle. and push all the air in. Once all the air is in, then same thing. You just make sure it's fully submerged in the oil.
Yes. Then you pull it out.
And then you pull it back to your dosage. So I'd pull it all the way back to the 2. So it's full of the oil, and then pull it out.
Then you see the dot coming out.
And then you draw back the syringe so that all the medicine is in the syringe now. And you'll put the lid on the needle, and again, you just twist off that drawing needle and twist on the injection needle. Take off the lid.
And then you score it up.
You push all the air out until, there we go, until the medication comes out. Typically just wait for like 1 drop, but I wanted to show you guys it coming out. And then there's no air in there. So you'll put the lid back on until you're ready. And there's your 2 needles. The Delestrogen's a skinnier syringe, and the progesterone's a lot thicker because there's a lot more progesterone that you use. The Delestrogen needle is actually way thicker than the progesterone, so that one hurts a lot more. Once you remove the dry needles, and when you're done with the syringes, you'll place them in your sharps container. And this is where you just keep all the used syringes. I stopped the Delestrogen about the beginning of April, and I was able to stop the progesterone as well this past Saturday. I went from the 2 milliliters to half a milliliter for 3 days, and then just stopped on the 4th. Hi guys, tonight is my last hormone injection. I have all my stuff out and I'm ready to do my final progesterone shot. So it's my last chance to show you how I've been doing it for these 12 weeks. For both my first surrogacy journey and this journey, I have had the same medical protocol because I've been with the same fertility doctor. Some fertility doctors vary their approach to the hormones and the way you take them. Mine, both times, has had me do hormone injections. So now I have my progesterone syringe all ready to go. Again, normally this syringe is filled to here. Tonight is my last injection, so we only have half. I'll show you now how I do the injection. So for the progesterone injections, you want the injection site to be in the top quarter quadrant of your butt cheek. I take the sterile pad, and then when you find the spot, I can always find mine because it's full of bruises. You want to use your opposite hand to hold the area taut, and then you wipe it off to sterilize it. Remove the cap of your needle, and remember it's all ready to go because all the air is already out. And then you just inject. Inject the needle at a 90-degree angle to your taut skin. Once it's injected, you pull the top back. Check to make sure there's no blood so you're not in a vein. If the syringe has any blood when you pull back, pull the whole needle out and start over. Get a new syringe and a new mixing needle and begin again. If there's no blood in the syringe, continue to inject all the progesterone. Once it's done, you remove the needle and you either have a gauze pad or a paper towel. So Saturday night was my last night of injections.
No more injections. Woohoo!
And it has been incredible since. My body always takes a couple days to get used to any change in the medication. Like when I went up from the 1.5 milliliter to 2 milliliter, it took about a week for my body to adjust to that increase. And this time it's taken about 4 days since I've stopped the injections for my body again to adjust. I'm still taking the nausea medication. I tried to stop it at the same time I stopped the progesterone, and that was a big mistake. I was super nauseous and totally regressed to the worst I had ever been in the pregnancy. So I resumed the nausea medication, and I plan to continue them for a couple more days and then try to wean off those as well. I can take up to 4 a day, but I've only ever taken the 2 at night. So I just pulled up a list of the common side effects of progesterone, and I'm going to go through them because I experienced all of them. Dizziness, cramping, headache, muscular pain, joint pain, nausea, bloating, fatigue, hot flashes, cough, acne, increased hair growth, changes in weight, blurred vision, drowsiness, mood swings, and irritability. Those are all basically pregnancy symptoms too, but they're definitely increased on the progesterone, and I definitely experienced pretty much all of them. Some tips and tricks I've heard that are very common with the hormone injections. Since it is an oil, you want it to be warmer and like body temperature. So some people will take the vial and hold it against their skin for a while to warm it up so that the oil can disperse easier. I never had to do that. It wasn't the actual one injecting that hurt me or ever bothered me, but I would get some knots after that I would have to massage through. I also found these heat packs to be amazing. You just click the button. You wanna show how to do it? Yeah. You click the button. And then you massage it through. So you gotta massage it. Massage it like this. No, hold it up here with your hands. You massage it. You play with it like Play-Doh. And it kind of changes colors, and it makes the pack super hot, and it'll last for a good while. So I would just take that and place it on top of my injection site and just kind of put my waistband on top to hold it in place.
And then you rub it on your back.
That's right. And it would help keep the oil warm and help disperse it in.
Massage.
Oh, go get the big rolling stick. I'll link these below in case anyone's interested in getting them. They're pretty awesome. And then once they lose their heat, they kind of firm up and harden, and you just place them in boiling water and they go right back to the almost clear orange it was before, and they're completely reusable. So after the injection, sometimes little knots would form. It would just be where the medication kind of got bunched up, or where my muscle would tighten, or there'd just be swelling. And I would take this rolling stick and have my husband or my kids just roll it out. This one we also got off Amazon. I can link that below. And it was great. All these little spinning wheels help to break up the medicine and really spread it out. You don't want it getting bunched up like that, because then it's not doing its job. It has to be absorbed by your body so that you can carry on your pregnancy. One of the side effects of the progesterone was nausea, and I experienced that very extremely. These little nausea pills were such a lifesaver, and look how cute they are. The little pregnant belly on them.
Can I see them?
So I take 2 of these every night at bedtime, and they have helped so much with the nausea.
She had her medication, her nausea, and then she feel better with her nausea, because that makes her feel better, and her nausea makes her feel better of her body. And so she went back to nausea, and then went back to nausea, and then nausea, and then nausea. Every single day is nausea, back to nausea, back to nausea, back to.
So I did the injections for about a total of 2 months. That was one thing that really caught me off guard the first time, was how long you continue the injections for. I had thought it was just before the transfer, and then once you had the pregnancy, you stopped. It was kind of a surprise to me and definitely caught me off guard. The first surrogacy, just how long you continue those injections and how awful the side effects were for me. Not everybody experiences as gnarly or any side effects. My body just really hates all the hormone injections and gets very upset with me when I take them. Now that I'm off them, hopefully my body will recognize that it's on its own, and the pregnancy will go smoothly from here on out like it did last time. I successfully did all the injections for this surrogacy on my own. These are all full to the brim. I've been saving them because I wanted to have them all together at the end when I was done, so I could look and see how many injections it was. It was definitely empowering to do them all on my own and to overcome my fear of needles, which I had to do the first time. I hated needles when I first became a surrogate, but quickly got over that and I'm so comfortable around them now. I definitely recommend to all surrogates to at least give yourself 1 injection. I think it's very empowering and it's really cool to experience. Beverly watched me do a couple injections, right? And what did you think?
think that Mom was afraid and she thinks she thinks it hurted.
You were afraid for me and you thought it was gonna hurt me? Yeah. Every time Beverly watched, she got really like cringy and kind of scared and nervous, and I had to remind her, I was like, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't, the injecting part and pushing all the medication in doesn't hurt. It's the after and all the side effects that hurt. But we did it. We survived. Second surrogacy hormone injections done. So I'm gonna cover the basics of the hormone injections and how to administer them. If you have any questions or anything I missed, please let me know. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye. Like and subscribe down below. You should follow us on Instagram because we're the sweetest things ever, and you should be sweet too.